All right, YouTube, we are live. We are live. It is your boy Zulu Gutter. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. So, gentlemen, how long we gonna go through this? It should be clear and precise right now. You guys should really understand why they came up with SBE because every day it gets worse and worse. Now, I get it. Trick Daddy is trying to be funny, probably also trying to be tough and making it seem as if he's not vulnerable about his situation and things like that. But honestly, it's a shame. It is a shame, which is part of public humiliation and embarrassment. It is a shame that it has become the norm to accept monkey branching, public humiliation and embarrassment, and just the total dis dismissiveness toward failed relationships, um, and a lot of hard work and a lot of years in history undone in the blink of somebody's feelings or somebody's bad behavior and lack of discipline. And to make it even worse is when it becomes a public. So I just want you guys to know that you should not be suffering from somebody going AWOL that was once close to you and you took care of. You actually probably were the reason why they were able to have the quality of life that they had. You should not have to suffer any type of public displays in regards to your household, your relationships, um, personal life, personal property. You just, it has become bad. Like explaining to you guys over and over again the natural order. And one of the things that is very, very unique to you as a male gender is you have an instinct for your right to have your own territory and space. And you guys don't understand that you're supposed to hold that sacred. And I don't know if you guys don't understand it enough to operate within it and to practice it and to also protect and defend it and let alone explain it to people, especially if they're going to become a part of your circle, of your home, uh, especially women. See, women do not understand men. I have come to the conclusion, especially where we're so many generations in, where the family structure has broken down, especially in this culture. There's no possible way that women can fully understand men enough to have the least idea about how to interact and work with a man. But your right to territory and space is innate. It is given to you by God. Every man wants their own space. It is unnatural for men to not have their own personal space as an individual and be sharing space with other men rubbing elbows together too closely. It's unnatural. Only in certain situations, like if you're a troop, a platoon, teammate, joint efforts like that is when men come together and make an effort. But when it comes to your personal time, your well being, your peace of mind, you don't you don't exist well because you're going outside your natural norm with what's going on in society. You become something else. You don't become a male or a man, masculine, um, and however you want to identify from alpha, beta, and so on and so forth. Which I tell you, guys, stay away from that shit too. You invite these women in your life. These women don't understand men. Um, they come from backgrounds and generation and years of indoctrination, brainwashing, taking in bad information, bad habits. They don't have the skills. They don't bring nothing to the table. They don't hold you in high regard. They don't hold you sacred. They don't hold marriage and relationships in high regard and sacred. They'll throw them away in a heartbeat. And here it is, you allow somebody into your personal space who allow others into your personal space to attack you. That's the danger of dealing with leftover women. They're left over for a reason. That's the danger of dealing with women with continuous baggage getting heavier and heavier. That's the danger of living in a culture where there's no bro code, where you have serial covet men running amok just as much as you have these leftover women. Another man wants his turn. He doesn't care if he's getting sloppy seconds. He doesn't care what he gets as long as he gets his turn. He doesn't care if he ruins a family. He doesn't care if he splits up a two-parent home, a marriage, or a relationship that can actually have the potential to build another family and produce a two-parent home, thus another building block to the community. The bar is low for men. Women are allowed to do what they do because there's a lot of men out here who are enabling them. You guys don't put your foot down and not date, not commit. You know, in most cases, you guys can't even keep it in your pants. You guys can't bypass a chick or leave a chick alone that has a man. You want to turn so bad, and you don't even understand what you're doing. You're violating the God given right to that man's space, but at the same time, you're promoting behavior in the world to where women think it's okay to violate another man's space by ripping and running between many different men. But then you want good results in the end. You want to do what you want to do out here in the world whenever you feel like it. No respect for your brethren, but then you think you're going to get good results in the end when you decide to make a decision to settle down with a woman. And all you did was help create the monsters that are out here running them up. I feel sorry for Trick Daddy to try to come with that type of humor to minimize the situation. That's very sad, you know. And then you got to acknowledge acceptance of other men um, not being fully divorced, separated, which is still adultery, sleeping with, still your legal wife. You know, you have to play off the embarrassment and the disappointment with humor. And this is all you get in this country. This is all you get in a society like this. Leftover women, women with heavy and heavier baggage, disrespectful, non-moral and principle having men, no code, no brotherly code, and you have to be singled out amongst the rest to stand on something, to protect yourself, to stand on something, to weed all this foolishness out. Just as much as I'm telling you, just as much as we complain about these women are not doing this stuff by themselves. It is too many men out here that are the enemy. These men don't have bro code. These men don't have dick control. These men want to turn so bad, they'll sleep with a man's wife. They'll sleep with a man's girlfriend. They'll sleep with a man's fiance. Everybody think it's cool to have sloppy seconds, to be so far in the body count. Everybody think this stuff is cool. This stuff ain't cool. And then you got these guys on here, these content creators that want you to recycle these women. They want you to recycle these women. They try to shame you because you realize the muck that you're sifting through and you don't want to put your hands in the slime no more. And they tell you that you're giving up. These women are overweight, sloppy, they don't exercise. You know how hard it is for me to find a female who don't smoke weed, don't smoke cigarettes, that will actually go out and walk with me, jog with me, and go to the gym with me. Something's wrong with me because I don't want to go to parties. Something's wrong with me because I don't want to go to bars. Something's wrong with me because I don't smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? Something's wrong with me because I don't smoke cigarettes, Black and Miles, and shit like that. Something's wrong with me because I want to eat healthy. At 43 years old, I can't be gaining no fucking weight and eating all kind of shit, sugar and fried food and fat and shit like that. I can't do it. I have to stay in shape. You know, if I'm not at work, if I'm not tending to my daughter, I'm at the gym. You know, it's rare that I'm even sitting at home relaxing. That's why y'all don't hear from me that much, because I'm out here taking care of myself. And then I'm not gay, I'm not rainbow, so I got to step out there and try to have a woman from time to time. Sometimes I got to take long breaks because the women don't pan out. You got to get rid of them. They don't want to help. Then these guys is like, oh, I'm not trying to. You don't build with a woman. Yes, you do, dumb fucks. That's her fucking job, to help you while you build. But you can't do that no more because they don't want to help. So these guys think you just supposed to, just like Domino, you're supposed to give a female a roadmap. You're supposed to go and get all the money and come back and pick a female out the muck, and she's going to abide by your rules just because you went and made the money to have a ready-made situation for her. That she didn't help you earn or nothing like that. The reason why these guys try to tell you guys that they don't have problems with women is because these guys are paying, and they don't want to tell you that. When their money was low, when their careers wasn't right, when YouTube wasn't there to save them, where they weren't there to take off on YouTube, they struggled. As soon as they got some money coming in, the kind of money that they prefer, they were able to use it to sway a woman to what they want. Prior to that, they had problems just like everybody else. Me, I don't have women problems. I have a problem with accepting the muck. I just can't do it. And then I like my relationship and my household private and sacred. As just as much as I want to be respected, I want my masculinity recognized. I want my value recognized. I want my leadership recognized. But I'm not sacrificing none of that to pick from this muck. And I'm here to tell you, yeah, I made a statement recently that I'm messing with foreign women and foreign women only. And that's true. And that's what I'm going to do. And it doesn't mean that the first foreign woman may be the one for me. It doesn't mean that the second foreign woman be the one for me. But it's something I haven't done. I'd rather do that shit than keep pulling from this muck and keep dealing with trying to humor this shit, trying to make light of this shit. You got a multi-million record selling artist who came from the hood, married a woman, and he is still legally married to a woman who has already moved on to sleeping with other men and hasn't even fully been divorced yet. And he has to publicly make light of it. And I guarantee you that woman was in the worst situation and thrived off him taking her under his wing and his talent and changing her life. And she got bored, got in her feelings, and all of a sudden doesn't want to stay. Ungrateful. You know, I'm pretty sure Trick ain't perfect. You know, he's not perfect, but at the same time, had she not met Trick, she wouldn't have been Trick Daddy's wife. I can promise you that. But that's a shame. Women have been making public statements about men that they're in relationships with, saying things that should be off limits in the public eye. Uh, Leaving your relationships, your marriages especially, for no good reason. It's very sad. I'm telling you guys, don't play this game. If a lot of men, if 80, when you take the 10 to 90%, the 20 to 80%, the 10 or 20 top men compared to the 80, 90%, if the 80 and 90% men stop simping, had dick control, stop trying to get a turn, didn't play the dating game, uh, start really boycotting a lot of the nonsense, which also would carry over into your voting blocks, you wouldn't be dealing with this foolishness. And one of the other things is you can get that passport and outsource. And most importantly, what you guys got to do is you guys got to develop a bro code at some point, and you got to have respect for the next man and what he got going on. If you leave a man in his household alone, his property alone, this will help more than anything. There's a lot of guys out here. There's a lot of rogue men out here, bandit men. Not even rogue, because I consider myself rogue, but not in the aspect in which they do things. I'm a lone warrior. I'm a rogue warrior. I'm not a bandit. You got a lot of bandit men out here that just run amok in the streets, worse than a strag and a hyena. Some of these data coaches are bandit men. Everybody wants a term. They don't even care if they get a term behind something that's not washed or clean, fully cleaned yet. Don't put yourselves in this position, man. Leave this foolishness alone, man. I'm telling you, when it gets that bad that you gotta call your estranged wife's lovers boyfriend-in-laws, it's bad. That's not manly. That is very diminished. It's sickening. It's a sad day, regardless of your race in America. As a man, that's a sad day. Horrible day. And anytime a woman misrepresents me, she has to go. And she deserves no human acknowledgement after that. When you misrepresent me, you got to go. It is intolerable, unacceptable. I don't see how guys are friends with exes, friends with baby mamas, ex wives. When they misrepresent you, you are foolish to interact with them ever again, other than for the sake of minimal communication for a child. You guys got to start standing on something, man. 'Cause this is sad. I feel sorry for Benzino. I felt sorry for Trick Daddy. I felt sorry for Will Smith. At some point, this shit is got to get under grips. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And I would rather them be leftover women that I can just bypass and let God deal with them than to try to recycle them. I'm not recycling them. I refuse. I've come too far. And I'm gonna start, like I said, I'm gonna keep calling out dudes too. Guys giving y'all bad information, keeping y'all on the plantation, keeping y'all in the muck. I'm calling them out. This is your boy Zulu Gullah, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, take your territory back. I'm out.